When I was a kid, probably 9 or 10 years old, my dad and I bought a 4-person inflatable raft together so we could go fishing. And when I say together, I mean together. My dad said, hey, if we're going to do this, we're going to split the cost. So I put down 50 of my own dollars that I had earned mowing lawns. So I had some skin in the game. And on our first excursion in the raft together, we packed tackle boxes, extra rods, a cooler with snacks and drinks, and headed out to Tappan Lake in northeast Ohio, where my grandparents lived. We were enjoying the day. We were out in the middle of the lake, just casting and catching fish, enjoying the time, when all of a sudden, we heard the following sound. Tss, air rushing out somewhere in the boat. And my dad thought the boat had been punctured, and he started to panic. And I started to panic too. He quickly said, hey, start tying everything down. Tie up the tackle boxes, the extra rods, the cooler. Tie it together so that when we go down, something will float and we can recover it easily. Now, that's a pretty big moment and scary moment for a little kid sitting in the middle of the lake hearing that sound. But what we found out quickly was we weren't actually sinking at all. See, the raft had multiple air chambers, including 2 in the floor for buoyancy, and my dad had accidentally kicked open one of the floor valves, and that was the sound that we were hearing. We were never actually going down. Hey team, if we've not met yet, my name is Matt, and I was recently laid off, so I started this series to help other people called Laid Off, Still Leading. And I've been thinking a lot about that story in my layoff season, because sometimes I hear the emotional version of that same hiss in my layoff experience. A quiet Monday, a slow inbox, a call that doesn't come in, a message that doesn't get answered, a thought in my head that starts telling me something must be wrong, and of course, it's not. And if I'm not careful, I start acting like the whole boat in my layoff is sinking. Our servant leadership principle today is composure. And composure is staying steady long enough to check what's actually true before you start tying everything down and assuming the worst. So here's what I'm learning to do when I hear that rush of air. First, I got to slow down. I'm not going to convert the short-term feeling into what's actual truth. I've got to have some patience here. Secondly, I usually give it 24 to 48 hours, and more often than not, what looks awful in the moment actually shifts and is okay. Thirdly, I have to go back to my pillars. I've got to write down my mental thoughts. Physically, I've got to go exercise. Emotionally, I got to talk to somebody and not isolate. And spiritually, I got to get quiet, pray, meditate, and breathe. Because panic lies to you. It fills in the blanks with bad stories, and it gets you off your game. And most of the time, the boat is not sinking. We're just impatient. So if you're in that season right now, hearing the hiss and assuming the worst, slow down and check the valve before you declare disaster. And remember, team, together, we're going to find joy in this layoff season. It's great to see you this week. I'll see you next week.